We got The Rock explains why he wasn't at WrestleMania. Now, I don't know about y'all, but this made me so mad, bro. Like, why would you get heavily involved in a rivalry that you wasn't even a part of for real? Bro didn't show up. He had Travis Scott go out there for him. Travis Scott, you couldn't even make an appearance because you was too busy. And now you're on the Pat McAfee show the night after WrestleMania. We're about to see what he about to say, man. Let's go.
As we got closer to Elimination Chamber, we were kicking ideas around, myself and Triple H. And that's the fun part, by the way. I've been kicking ideas around with Triple H for 20 years, dude. Just always having a great time with him and Nick and my team as well. And 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 Triple H said, you know, what about this? What about John turning? I said, I love it. I love it. The next question is you got to talk to John, see how he feels about it. And you know, in a moment where you have this shift and click moment, and it happened to me when I was a pure baby face. I got booed out of the building around the world, and they took the title off me my rookie year, and they sent me home the summer of '97. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew this is not going to work for me. I don't even know if I have a future in pro wrestling. I get a call from Vince and says, I'm going to bring you back as a heel and be part of the Nation of Domination. I said, that's great. I love it. But just give me 2 minutes on the microphone to speak from the heart. And he did that, and things changed immediately that night. It's the same thing with John. John loved this idea of turning heel, but he's like, but you know what? There's an anchor here that I'm going to root it in, which is a real thing that I've been experiencing over the years, past 20, 25 years. So when when we were moving forward with John, and this idea of him getting crowned at WrestleMania, and becoming 17 and turning heel, and then being a heel champion, I knew then the best thing for the final boss, we've established this idea of Cody's soul. We can always come back to it. I did feel, and I made the call, I don't want to be involved in that. Step back. Let me.
So what? Why did you put yourself in it if you don't want to be involved? Make it make sense. Why did he put himself in this rivalry, bro? John could have turned heel on his own if he wanted to. Or Cody could have turned heel on his own if he wanted to. But yet, you had to put yourself and Travis Scott into this whole mix. And now you say you want to back off at the last minute.
Let the final boss step back into the shadows. Let all the spotlight go to John. Let it go to Cody. Let's not make it about Cody's soul eventually or John's soul. No, let's let them do what they do.
That should have been your first start. To let them do what they do. Not get yourself heavily involved in the rivalry. And don't show up. Don't even be talked about. They haven't said your name since you showed up with Travis Scott and made John Cena turn heel. Since the Elimination Chamber, they haven't said your name since the Elimination Chamber, bro. If you didn't want to be involved in this rivalry, then why did you create it? I know the TKO, you're part of the TKO. Bro, they never really cared about the fans. All they want is money. I saw one clip on TikTok this morning where Randy Orton met a fan, and the girl was telling her how she paid like two tickets for $30,000. 2 tickets for $30,000. I think it was for WrestleMania, bro. That's outrageous. $30,000 for 2 tickets. Well, it depends on where you're sitting, but it's still, that's a whole check, bro. That's a whole house payment. But yet, you want to put yourself in a rivalry where you're not even in the rivalry for real, bro. You're just in the background, making the rules, making the situations, but yet you decided to put yourself in this rivalry and not even be in it. That just, I don't know, bro.
And I called John after Elimination Chamber, spoke to him, called Cody, and I said, I think the final boss's work is done. We've established it. We just pulled off the greatest angle in the history of professional wrestling, other than Hulk Hogan turning heel back in the 90s. I said, this.
I'm sorry for pausing. So, your whole plan in this whole rivalry was to turn Johnson heel? And then you was gonna back off? And when are we gonna get to this whole Cody Rhodes and selling your soul thing? Just like The Rock and Roman, you never got into that. You never got back to that either. I don't know, man. I don't know.
This is amazing. We have 6 weeks. Now, let's build. You guys go and crush it. And I'll be right there with you. And I'm always here if you need me. But I think it's best for the final boss not to be involved in that finish. You guys go. So they had 6 weeks to plan for that. So I love the finish of the match. I would have finessed things a little differently on how they got there, but that's just me creatively.
Yeah, you should have came out.
There are a lot of minds in the room. That's my thought. But still, ultimately, the bottom line was I love John getting 17. And I never had a concern about John pulling this off. My thoughts are always to Cody because of what we've established with him and his story and the kind of babyface that he is. So if done right, and I think if finessed right, and if nuanced right, down the road, that guy not only has an incredible babyface run again as champion, but also just an unheard of run as a heel.
Yeah.
Down the road.
Let's talk about you saying the final boss needs to step away to.
Wait. You still want to make Cody heel too? Make a.
You know, kind of let the spotlight be where it should be with John and Cody, who,
you know,
potentially you talk about John being the GOAT. There's a chance Cody, when it's all said and done, is also trying to vie for a spot on that Mount Rushmore rock with his dad on the backside with you raising your eyebrow. A lot of people just assumed you were going to show up. So when Travis Scott comes out, they think there's a chance of maybe, there's going to be a reunion from the Elimination Chamber. What are your thoughts on Travis Scott getting involved? And you saying
to them, and them meaning Triple H and Nick and Ari as well, and I lay this out and I say, hey, here's how I really feel it should go. We can insert final boss in the end of this finish, but then where do we go? There's other commitments that I have, and I want to also be careful that we're not overstepping and leading over our skis too much here. Can get involved in the finish, and I said, but why get involved in that finish when the spotlight should?
Why? Because you're the one that made it happen, bro. You're the one that turned Johnson heel. And now you talking about some, why would I get involved in this finish? Because it has to end with you. You still have to go out there and confront Cena. You still have to go out there and confront Cody. And you haven't done nothing yet. This is the first appearance that we have seen from you since the Elimination Chamber.
Just beyond, in my opinion, John 17 heel champion. What does 2025 look like if this man is saying he's going to ruin professional wrestling? That to me is the anchoring storyline. It's not soul right now. Right now it's not. But by the way, we'll go back to it.
We'll still got it. Yeah. Still
we'll go back to soul. Look, I can't take the text that I got and from the guys that I got, who are these top guys who are saying, one in particular who I love is my guy. I call him the Superman of the company. He's like, listen, my soul's for sale when it's time. And I said, I love it. Let's do it. So look, I love Travis Scott involved, and I'll tell you why. Because he loves wrestling. He's a huge fan, and he respects it. He's working his ass off. I know that he has plans to train with Booker T. I don't know if it's happening already. It might be.
Wait, so now we're planning on making Travis Scott a WWE superstar because you're allowed to, because you were head of TKO, something like that. We're just putting people in WWE when some people shouldn't be in WWE. I'm not hating on Travis Scott, bro, but I don't know. He might be good in the future, but for now, I think he's just in the way, bro. Yeah, this involved him in the rivalry with Rock because Rock put him in the rivalry. Yeah, Cody had to get his lick back, and that should have just been it. But everybody was expecting when they heard Travis' music. Oh snap! Here come the Rock. What is the Rock about to do? Nothing, because he didn't show up to do his job. He didn't show up to do his job because he was too busy doing something else. I'm just saying, bro, you gotta show up and do your job.
Waiting.
Yeah, I think
They
I
were
texted
waiting
you.
for
I
it.
think I texted you as it was happening. Holy
You did.
shit.
You were like, "Are you coming out?" And I was like, "No, dude. I would tell you if I'm coming out. I'm not kayfabing you." But again, I loved at the end of the day, North Star, John Cena, heel champion, 17, the GOAT, says he's going to ruin wrestling. Now we tune every week in every week to see how it happens, how that goes down. Some parts of it I would have just adjust.
This
Yeah.
whole
A little bit
rivalry
more. I would
doesn't
have
make
finessed it
sense.
a little bit more.
But it was a great WrestleMania. I think you all should be incredibly proud.
Great.
Would have been
WrestleMania.
awesome for a.
Oh man.
Just, I mean, the place went absolutely apeshit, but the next time it does, it will go crazy.
Bro, this was, I don't know, the rest WrestleMania was good, but the ending, if The Rock would have came out, bro, it would have been even better. But we got some BS ending. Travis Scott coming out there getting Cody Rhodes finish. And then that was it. And John Cena won. But I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this situation and what's going to happen next. Because, you know, WWE is starting to get good. I've been a WWE fan, bro. I've been watching the shows. I just haven't covered it lately. So I'm going to start doing that, bro. But if you're coming from the WWE side, go ahead and subscribe and like, bro, and share. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.